In this video, I will show you how to evaluate logarithmic expressions without using a calculator. However, we will have access to a table of exponents like this one. So, a logarithm is just an exponent. It's the exponent that turns the first number into the second number. So, what power turns 2 into 64? In other words, you should be thinking to yourself, 2 to what power is equal to 64? And then that'll be the answer. Turns out 2 to the 6th power is 64, so the answer is 6. Let's jump over to problem number 2. What power turns 4 into 16? Well, that is 2, because 4 to the 2nd power is 16. Problem number 3. This is interesting because I've got this fraction. What I would recommend to you is ignore the 1 for a moment. Now, what power turns 4 into 16? Well, we just discussed that. That would be 2. Now, because it's really 1 over 16, that's going to make this negative 2. And I'm going to do something that I don't always do. Let's check this answer. So, I'm claiming that 4 to the negative 2 power will give me 1/16. Well, remember, this would be the same thing as 1 over 4 squared, which in fact is 1 over 16. So it works. Okay, but let's jump over to number 4. What power turns 5 into 25? That's 2. Number 5. What power turns 3 into 243? Well, let's see. Boom! 5th power. So the answer is 5. Number 6. What power turns 7 into 49? Power of 2. Now, what power turns 4 into 1 over 64? Again, I recommend that you cover up the 1. What power turns 4 into 64? Well, that's going to be the 3rd power. However, since it really is 1 over 64, it should be a negative 3. Number 8 is pretty interesting looking. Because it has both fractions, one fraction would make the answer negative, but then the other fraction would make it positive again. So I can really just ignore the 1s, and this is going to be the actual answer. So 6 to what power is 216? Well, that is the 3rd power. So the actual answer is, in fact, 3. Well, in retrospect, this is really the same problem. 6 to what power is 216? I feel like I just said that was 3. All right. Number 8 quickly became number 9. Okay, what about number 10? Oh, they're sneaking in a tricky one right here at the last minute. What power turns 343 into 7? Well, we have a big number becoming a smaller number. Normally, when you raise something to a power, like for example, if I do 3 to the 4th power, it gets bigger, like 81. So how am I going to raise a number to a power and make it become smaller? Well, here's what you need to understand. Fractional powers are really roots. So for example, if I wanted to turn 81 into a 3, okay, what I could do is I could do the 1/4 power, because this would really be the 4th root of 81. And the 4th root of 81 is 3. Now, if you did not know that off the top of your head, you could get that from this chart by going backwards. The 4th root of 81 is 3, like that. But in this case, I want to turn 343 into 7. So what root would it take to do that? So let's look at the chart. So here's 7, here's 343, here's the power. So apparently the third root of 343 is 7 as I'm looking backwards. Okay, so the third root is the same thing as the 1/3 power. So 343 to the 1/3 power is 7. So that means that the answer is 1/3. 1/3 is the power that turns 343 into 7. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.